Um, when Korah, Dathan, and Abiram tried to take on too much in the priesthood, once Moses was leading the people out of Egypt, when they tried to take up too much out of the priesthood, um, God got mad at them for their greed, and the earth actually swallowed them up into a place called the pit. Well, the pit is a type of hell. It's like the grave, and it's frequently referred to as the pit when the earth actually swallows up people. And it does it in more places than that, but it's when the earth swallows up people and leaves them um, dead, basically, in the earth. Um, it's a very scary way to die. But Moses said, if I slay them, you'll know that the Lord didn't do it. But if the earth rises up and eats them, basically, you'll know that it was from the Lord. And the earth swallowed up and ate them, so it was from the Lord that they were supposed to go to the pit, to Sheol or hell. Um, there's at least three different terms for hell. Um, Sheol is one term for hell. Gehenna is another term for hell, but it's a term, and then there's Hades, which is yet another term for hell. So, these places are different, I think, because there's fire in Hades. When every time I've heard Hades mentioned, I believe there's fire. In Sheol, it's just the grave. So when you hear Sheol mentioned, it just means is dead and waiting on the earth for Judgment Day. And then there's the pit, which is the pit is the same thing as Sheol. And then there's another one too, but I can't remember what it was. But Gehenna. And then there's Gehenna, and Gehenna is supposed to be a place of fire also. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to be a place of fire anyway. And it is like set on fire like Tophet. It stays on fire. As far as I know, Gehenna stays on fire. And then there's a place like Edom, which is a cavern in the earth, so it's like Sheol, but it's like Gehenna too because it has lava flows. So it's kind of in between, but it's to a state where nothing will live there except certain animals. Like when the Bible says only like two or three types of animals will live somewhere, it generally means it's desolate and no human can live there. It's mentioned as like a desolate wilderness. But that's some different types of hell. The drugs, I'm thinking they're a type of hell, but I'm thinking if you can come off them, maybe not. Because I think anybody can come off of them, no matter how deep in hell they are. They can come off the drugs. So I don't really know if you can consider drugs a type of hell because it isn't eternal, but it seems like a type of hell as long as you're on them, and they do lead you to death. So when they lead you to death, they're leading you to the pit. Even though they're not the pit itself, they're still leading you to Sheol. But that's kind of some of the types of hell. These three priests were sucked up by the earth, and died there. Moses was actually told to get the people to go away from them so that the earth could suck them up. I don't know if it was like quicksand or what. It's scary.